Flosstube. It's Elisa with Crafting in Colorado. Today is November 1st, 2021 on a Monday, and this will be Flosstube number 4 for me. I had taken the day off we've got a plumber coming over, and they just said that they are going to be delayed for a couple hours, so I met a big milestone yesterday in my stitching, so I thought, you know what, got the day off. I think I'll just go ahead and share with you where I am right now, and kind of what my plans are for maybe the rest of the year or just November. I don't know if I'll do anything in December. But I wanted to share with you so before I even start, I wanted to reach out to my best friend Bonnie. She is the keeper of all secrets, and when you have a friend who just will stand beside you no matter what, that's my friend Bonnie. And she started watching my Flosstube videos, even though she has nothing to do with cross stitch, and she's been kind of a great supporter of me. So I just wanted to reach out or do a shout out for her. She doesn't do cross stitch, but she crochets, and she does a lot of alterating projects. So I wanted to share, because you'll see a big empty spot right here and a couple more up in here, but I wanted to share some of the projects that she has worked on for me over the years. She's on YouTube and Instagram as Scrap and Smile, and I've got a little picture because I didn't ask for her permission to put this on here, but here's a picture frame that she made for me years ago, and this picture is from my sister's wedding, like 22 years ago. But Bonnie and I have been best friends since high school, which is a long. But look at how pretty that is. Oops, that's me under there. But yeah, isn't this pretty? So that's one. It's a picture frame. So that's one thing that she has made me. And like I told you all before, everyone calls me E. Everyone does. So she made me this little E. She's really into fancy ladies. So with this cute little boot embellishment and flower. And so, yeah, she made that. And then this last little thing. She goes to that scrap retreat that we go to every year. And I think I mentioned that we like to give each other little gifts. Well, she made up a little box with chocolates on it, and she put this on top. And again, it's got a little E on there for me. And so I was done with the chocolates, and I wanted to keep this little thing, so I put it in a picture frame and to save it. So anyway, Scrap and Smile on YouTube and Instagram, if any of you are interested. She hasn't made videos for a really long time, but I just wanted to throw that out there just because I love her to pieces. And I haven't even told my husband that I'm doing this, so he's not into social media at all, and just he would support me. He wouldn't understand why I'm doing this, but I've got a great girlfriend who does, and I just love you, Bonnie. So, love you. All right, so going on to cross stitch. I had to do a little sidetrack there. My focus piece for this year, and probably next year as well, is Birds in Bloom by Amy Stewart, which is a heaven and earth design. And that glare is not good today. I am now a little further over on this red bird, but I basically focused on this project this year, and last night I reached 60%. So here it is. And so as you can see here, let me just kind of flip this up a little. So we're getting to the end of where I have gridded, and we'll come in here a little further. So I've kind of started saving this because I was worried that if I wasn't going to meet my goal for the 21,000 stitches in 21, that this is just big blocks of color, and I'll save that so I can just start getting through that stuff. And then down here is more of the confetti, but lately, you know, this blue and this purple last night, I did a lot of that purple last night, and some of this little tan color of the fence post. It wasn't terrible confetti. So I reached 60%. I will meet my goal for the 21,021, which for me is 42,000 stitches. Because again, this is 20 count Aida 3/1 10 stitch. So that's where I am with this. And once I get this section done in here, I'm gonna take out all of this gridding. And I know gridding is a hot topic for a lot of people, especially since I have this pre-gridded Aida. But this stuff, it's not accurate. It's like in between the lines, and so it really confuses me. And since I've been gridding a lot of these projects that I'm planning on for next year, I'm like, this is off. And so I'm really glad that I'm doing this, but I've always done it with the sulky sliver. I did a few with fish line, and that's really thick, that fish line, because I could only find a red one in the color, and it's really thick, and I don't want to pierce the fabric or wreck the fabric at all. So I was thinking about trying one of those pens, but reading a lot of reviews and stuff, people have said that they've worked on these projects and they can't get that pen out. So yeah, this does take time to grid. It does save me time in the long run with my stitching. But I'm just really worried if I was to use that pen after hundreds and hundreds of hours of working on this, and then to have that ruin it. So I'm just a little nervous about that. So I got to 60%. I have 853 stitches left for this year for that 21,000 stitches in 21. So yeah, I will definitely get it. I'm hoping for in November to get that. The other project I worked on was tulips, and this is a Russian kit by Elisa. And I only worked on this 2 nights this last go around. So here we are here. I'm just working in here, and I'm more of a cross country stitcher. I don't like threading and rethreading, and that parking gets me really confused. My brain doesn't work very well with parking. So yeah, got quite a bit done. There's nice big blocks of color on this, so I will be done with this for this year. I'll go into my plans a little more here in a minute. The next project that I worked on is my tiger piece, which is Into the Light. And so that's what it will look like when we're done here. And I worked on this just maybe a couple hours, and I'm getting most of this. This is almost done. I've just got a little bit here to fill in, and there's just a couple more rows for this page, and then all of this. But yeah, I'm making pretty good progress, just, doing the couple threads every other day or so. But yeah, we're getting through it. And I'm using my mag light, really helps a lot with that. Got a note here to say, look here. It's still looking this way, so my little note's starting to fall off. Okay, so that's where I am, and I wanted to go back to the discussion on gridding, because I only stitched really those 3 projects this last month. I kind of just was done with stitching, you know, where you just like, ugh, I don't want to think tonight or anything. So I did do some gridding in the evenings, which I don't normally do. I will normally do that when I'm on a call with work, where I don't really have to pay attention, or if I'm visiting with somebody at work. But anyway, I wanted to talk about gridding because I was watching the Flosstuber. I won't even mention her name because, and she said that she had come across, she was working on a project and she had calculated the size of her project, and I think she said it was 14 count, and she got to almost the end of where the fabric was, and she was going to be out of room. There wasn't going to be enough fabric for the piece that she was working on. And she said that she was watching also another Flosstuber, and he came across that same problem. So when I grid, it's kind of like my little insurance that what I'm stitching on will fit my piece, because I can't imagine working on a HAID or a full coverage and you get hundreds and hundreds of hours into this piece and then it not fit. So she'd recalculated it and took her little ruler and was looking at it. In some places it was like 13 count, in other places it was 14 count. It was just kind of a wonky piece of fabric. So the poor thing, I just feel so sorry for her. But I just like knowing that if I'm going to invest that much time and money into a piece, that it will fit. I can't imagine how you feel after hours and hours and hours, and it just doesn't work out. So I just felt really kind of bad for her, and I hope that anyway, I hope it works out. But I wanted to talk about what my remaining goals are for 2021. I am definitely going to work on Birds in Bloom. That is going to be my primary piece for the rest of the year. I'm wanting, we'll see if this can happen. I'm wanting to get to 70% by the end of the year. So another 10% on a massive project like that with a lot of confetti. We'll see. So I'm going to work on that 2,000 stitches on, and then I'm going to work on these other 2. I'm either going to get 1 finish, or I'm going to get 2 finishes, depending on, and I didn't work on these at all. But I'm just gonna kind of throw these up there so that you guys can remember. This one is by Artiste. It's called The Earth Laughs and Flowers. And this is where I'm at now. So I will have a lot of the back stitching to do, some of the greenery in here, and then the little teapot, or not teapot, watering tin that, so I'm either this one will be finished by the end of the year, or butterfly honeysuckle, which is this one. And again, I haven't worked on this since the last time I showed you, so I didn't even take it off my Q-snap, and that's where I am now. Excuse me. This is just a little page finish right here, and then there's just a few little side flowers. branches and stuff. So yeah, that shouldn't be terrible. I should get that in. And the back stitching is hardly anything, so heck, I can. And I've got I think I'm taking, if I can, because you never know with my job, I'm thinking of taking a week off at Thanksgiving and a week off, maybe even more, maybe 10 days at Christmas. So there is that. So those are my plans, to either get one finish or two finishes done for 2021. So then going into 2022, I have been a crazy shopper, even more. I bought 5 Artisy full coverage pieces. They were having a sale, and then Michelle Sayeda at Haid had a sale. I think it's still on today for 50% off. I bought 2 more Haids. So if I get rid of those 2, ignore that last statement there. Going into 2022, I am going to start 12 new projects, 10 of them being full coverage. I am crazy. Crazy. I am in my 50s. How am I going to finish this with the eyesight that I have by the time I die? So hopefully I'll have a long time to work on these pieces. But anyway, my plan. Oh, and let me show you what other things I bought. And I had bought these before the last one, and I forgot. I have a friend who we've been chatting with, and she's a stitcher in Arizona. Her name is Wendy, and she's so sweet. I had always loved this pattern. Gosh, that glare is horrible. Let's see if I can't take this out. I usually like to be more prepared so you don't hear rattling. And but isn't that Dimensions Gold? And it's called The Finery of Nature. I have always loved this piece. Always loved it. And she put it up on Stash Unload, and I jumped all over it. And it's funny because I reached out to her this morning. She had posted Marjorie Baston pattern. I think I love that designer as well. And I have quite a few patterns of hers. But this Wendy, she posted another pattern of the birds on a branch, all different, doing different things and stuff. And she posted it today for sale, and I'm like, I'm done shopping. I can't shop anymore. And I just messaged her. I'm like, because she was stitching something else that I have in my stash. I haven't started it, but I have it in. And I'm like, oh, Wendy, we have such similar styles. I can't believe, because she's stitching Birds in Bloom too. We're so much alike. I just really like seeing what you're working on. And she goes, do you have that pattern? And I said, no. And she goes, I'm going to send it to you. That was nice of her. She doesn't have to do that. I didn't mean for that. I mean, that's really sweet. So I'm thanking you ahead of time, Wendy, but that was really nice of you. And then one other thing that I bought, and this got lost from my last video, is my mom. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and when my brothers got to be teenagers and stuff, they always would be embarrassed if my mom would holler out, I love you, I love you. She'd drop them off at school, I love you. And they'd be like, oh. So she had a code word for I love you, and that was remember. Remember that I love you. So I found this little Lizzie Kate, and I want to stitch this up for her. I don't want to do this, But I want to find something else to stitch around it, either flowers, or I was looking through some of my old cross stitcher magazines, and I saw one little thing where it was little birds, again, birds, bird person, little birds looking up at the remember, and then one little bird on a branch looking down. I'm thinking of doing that if I can find it, because you know how you go through all your stuff and then you can't find it again. But either that or some sort of floral thing, maybe a heart or something. My mom and I have the same tastes. She and I, well, back when we used to go shopping in department stores, we'd go each our own way, and we'd come back, we'd have the same dress, same outfit, or we'd go to an event and she and I would be dressed almost exactly alike. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm dressing like an old lady, but now I am the old lady. So her style is my style, so whatever I do for this, I hope that I hope she would appreciate that. I think she will. She's kind of going through a lot right now. She takes care of my father, who's disabled, and that's a lot of work, stress, and stuff. So I just wanted to do something nice for her. But anyway, going back to what my plans are for November. Oh, let me share with you the projects that the patterns that I bought from Artisy. This first one, my husband is a huge car guy. I mean, that's what our business is. I work for one company, but then he and I have a business as well, and that's in with vehicles. But this one, I know because he already has a Mustang, and this is just a mention to Michelle from Hade. If that retro garage can ever come out of retirement, please. Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher, is stitching it, and oh, that pattern, yeah, that's totally his style. So anyway, got this Ford Mustang. I'm not going to stitch this anytime soon. And this one, I had the paper pattern from Mystic Stitch, and I've had the paper pattern forever, and I was never going to stitch it once Pattern Keeper came out. I was never going to stitch that paper pattern, so it's this autumn in New England, and that is, I've seen this stitched up, and it's gorgeous. Yeah, really pretty. Not planning on doing this one. And then here's another new Flosstube. I should do a shout out for her right now. Well, she's got more videos out there than I do. The Stitching Field. I really like her style and stuff. And she finished this one afternoon a few months ago. And I had this on my wish list. And I'm like, oh yeah, this would be really fun to do. So RDC was having their sale of 20% off. So now this is one I am planning on doing in 2022. I went through all of my stash, and I had a lot of the floss already, and then somebody had posted that Joann's was having their floss sale starting either Thursday or Friday last week. When I heard that, and I heard that Artisy was having a sale, yeah. So this one is called Red is Ravishing, and anything poppy, you got me. Anything poppy, and then those colors, yeah. And I'm really into whimsical styles, so this is really gonna be a fun one. So I wasn't planning on this one, but guess what? Yeah, it's on my list, and I've got all the floss now for it. And I think I have the fabric in my stash as well. And then this one I am also going to do, sorry, here's the dog is gonna bark. And there you go. We live next to a park, and so anytime he hears somebody going by, he's got to let them know that he's here. Anyway, this one is called Spring's Renewal. And how pretty is this? Let's see. There we go. I will hang this in my house. This is just so... Can you just imagine yourself going on a picnic or hanging out, going on a little walk with some friends and going up to that little creek and taking your socks and shoes off and wading in the cool creek water? Yeah, I love the colors of this. So, floss has also been bought for this. I do have fabric for this in my stash. So yeah, this is gonna, and this, I looked at the pattern. Ooh, confetti! Oh man. So that, it's gonna be a doozy, but good thing we have Pattern Keeper, right? So I was done with everything. Okay, I'm done for buying anything. I'm not buying anything else. Guess what? Let's see, Hade's having a sale. Oh, well, hey, half off. Let me go see, because it's not like I don't have anything to work on already. Yeah, I bought two. This first one is artwork by, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Mickey Sinkarik. And I really like this artist style. I don't know if it's like an Adobe type house. The one thing, the reason why I picked this one is this artist puts a lot of chickens and roosters in their pieces. And I'm sorry, I don't want to have a little, I'm not a chick. If you're a chicken person, sorry. I had to babysit my neighbor's chickens a few months ago. And that, yeah, I'm a city girl. I am not a farm girl. Not a farm girl. And what's funny is my daughter has recently gotten 3 chickens. Here in the city limits, which they can't have a rooster, but they can have chickens, hens. They can have hens. So she's all into her chickens, and I'm like, yeah, don't call me to watch your chickens. Yeah, call somebody else, because those things just poop up a storm. So anyway, this is going to be really pretty too, and it's a doozy of one, 400 by 304. So it's not as big as Birds in Bloom, but yeah, the flowers. Again, flowers. Yeah, and a glass of wine, because hey, why not? And then this last one is also by Hade, and here I just said I'm not a farm girl. This is by Roger Bansimer, and my husband is from Iowa, and this is Iowa. You know, the farming community out there, and all the homes out in the smaller towns, which is what he's from, are white. And then of course the red, because I've got to have red in just about everything. But we were just looking at a home out there to possibly buy and to move out there. We can't do it right now because of family situations, and my husband needs to retire first. But I thought and so we're thinking instead of buying just a smaller secondary home to live in, but this would be great to have for when we do move in there. Yeah, it's just really calming. Yeah, it's just the Midwest. So that I'm not gonna start up anytime soon either. So I think that's about all. Let me see. I've got a few Flosstuber shout outs I want to do. The first one is the Patchy Pony Stitcher. She's got some, I think she's a new one, and she's got some great projects out there. So if you guys want to go and check her out. Another one who's doing a lot of Haid and full coverage pieces is Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. And she is, I thought I wrote this down. She is stitching this piece called A Place of Her Own, and it's this lady sitting back in these pillows reading with this beautiful dress. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And the last one I want to do a shout out to is Alara. That's her screen name. She doesn't, she doesn't want to give her real name, which I totally get, but she cracks me up. I find myself laughing through her videos at one thing or another. And she's got insecurities like the rest of us. Alara, you got a hot mess going on right here. So girlfriend, I feel ya, but you're doing great. But the last one I just watched last night, she cracked me up. She had bought all this floss from somebody who couldn't stitch anymore, an older stitcher, and so she was selling her stash, and she was putting it in floss bags. She had like 4 bins. Of floss, and it was like 3,000 skeins, and she's like, yeah, I hope I have enough now. 30,000 skeins? Yeah, you might have enough. And then another one she had, oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard. She held up this piece, I think it was on 11 count pre-printed, and it was like 5 feet by 4 feet. I mean, it was just massive. Yeah, let's stitch that in our life. Anyway, oh my goodness. And the poor thing has insomnia, so she's not sleeping, and I just, oh girl, take some melatonin or some NyQuil. Poor thing. Anyway, so that's what's been going on here. Don't know if I'll do another Flosstube for 2021, because you know what I got done. If I finish something, then maybe I'll pop on here and share it with you guys. In 2 weeks, we've got the Van Gogh exhibit here in Denver. So I bought tickets to take my folks. So I when I was in high school, I was hoping to get a degree in, or go on to school for an art major, and so that didn't happen. I got married and had a kid, and yeah, things changed. But anyway, I think it will be really fun because it's an interactive exhibit. And my father is disabled. He only has one leg, and so he's really into art as well. And my mom is into crafting. So I know they will enjoy it. It might just be a long day with pushing him around in the wheelchair. Thankfully, I will help my husband to do all the heavy work for us. But yeah, so that's the really, oh, and then so I have that on a Sunday, the day before. I'm going to do a Zoom call with my BFF, and which she gave me this. She gave a lot of us this glass when we do scrapbooking. It's this glass of wine, and it says, "Today's good mood is sponsored in scrapbooking and wine." So we will either be drinking wine or having margaritas. So, because she's, and I think we're going to have like 5 or 6. So, I don't know. She's planning it. I just got invited. So, it was really nice. So, anyway, that's it from Colorado. Thank you for all the support that you guys have given me. And with the dog barking, I think I'm going to to sign off. So thanks all. I appreciate all your nice comments, and we'll talk next time. Bye-bye.